Good evening and welcome, everyone. My name is Ruth Dixon Eddy, the Communications Director for School Smart Kansas City, and we are getting ready to start the program. So I'd like to invite everyone to take their seats if you haven't already. Before we get started with the evening celebration, I would like to remind our finalists of a few housekeeping items. Firstly, if you're a finalist, please be seated in this section directly ahead of where I'm standing. This will allow you easier access to the front of the suite if your name is called. If you'd like to get up during the ceremony, you're welcome to do so. We just ask that you are seated ahead of your category being called. If your name is called as a winner, you will approach the podium via the staircase here to my left, and then exit via the staircase to my right. For awards with multiple winners, we will ask that as you approach the podium, you line up to my left to allow each individual to be recognized. At the conclusion of our program, we invite all award winners to join us by the elevators at the check-in desk, after which we will escort you downstairs to capture photographs and hand you your physical award. We thank our friends at KCPS and the Missouri Charter Public School Association in assisting with distributing the monetary component of these awards, and winners will receive notification from these partners on how they should expect to receive their funds. Finally, if you are an award finalist who does not receive an award this evening, we do have finalist gifts for you all, courtesy of MCPSA and the Kansas City Public Schools. Please stop by the check-in desk on your way out to collect these. Thank you all for your attention, and I would like to formally start the evening's program by introducing our new President and CEO, Dr. Angelique Nedved.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 5th Annual Excellence in Education Awards. I have been honored to be a part of the Excellence in Education Awards since the very first year in 2019. And as I stand here today in front of you all, I'm so proud that we have achieved this in only 5 years. School Smart KC founded the Excellence in Education Awards as a way to honor and reward educators that are having a tremendous impact in our city by working with our youth. Each of our individual awards comes with a $10,000 award in money, and each of our team's awards comes with a $5,000 award to the school, which means we have awarded over $500,000. Yes, thank you. Directly to teachers, education support personnel, and school leaders working here in Kansas City, not including the awards we are handing out tonight. I would like to personally thank our co-sponsor, the Royals Charities, for matching our award amount and allowing us to recognize more educators for the second year in a row. I would also like to thank Royals Charities for the generous donation of the space this evening. It's beautiful, and it's so powerful to be here in person together to recognize and celebrate our educators. As we start this evening's celebrations, I would like to recognize and welcome our finalists for this evening's awards and their guests. You all represent the incredible talent that exists in public schools in Kansas City, and we are so honored that you choose to serve our students. Thank you for everything that you do. I would like to invite all of our guests to join in a round of applause for our finalists, as well as for any past award winner. I would also like to welcome and thank any elected board officials in the room. I know we have several with us this evening, and our community appreciates the work that you do. Please extend a round of applause for all state and local officials, as well as members of the Kansas City Public School Board and the Public Charter School Board members. I would also like to extend special thanks to our event partners, Kansas City Public Schools District and the Missouri Charter Public School Association. These two organizations have played important roles in selecting the award finalists and the winners, as well as planning tonight's event. Thank you to those individuals that contributed their time in setting this up. As a community, we know how important our public schools are to civic well-being and enhancement. The graduates of our public schools go on to become community leaders, advocates, parents of public school students, as well as educators themselves. We recognize that without a strong public school environment, there is no strong Kansas City. And we are so fortunate to have a strong backbone of civic and community support for our schools. With that said, I would like to introduce Mayor Quentin Lucas to the podium to kick off our celebrations. Welcome, Mayor Lucas.
Thank you so much. Such a treat. Thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you for being with us. Well, it is such a thrill to be with an exceptional set of teachers in Kansas City here today. You are the ones that make a difference for our community each and every single day. And while we're here to celebrate you now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention a very good luck set of wishes to you for the upcoming school year. I know that as I just got sworn in last week for a new term as mayor, it feels like I have, oh, thank you, you're very kind. I feel like I have a whole new class of people to get to know, a whole new school building, and all the work that you do time and time again, and it means a lot to Kansas City. Part of what I want to share with you today, and they tell me I only have 3 minutes, so I have 2 minutes left. But I'm just gonna like blow over it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. What they gonna do? But what I wanted to say is your impact, and I'll actually tell you a story not necessarily from a teacher, but from a librarian. So in my life when I was growing up, we moved around all the time, and at one of the stops along the way, I lived at 82nd and Troost. President Gardens, the apartment building, it was an interesting space and all of that. And during the summer, perhaps like some of you or perhaps like your students, I would often spend my entire weekends and evenings at the public library. Not because I was smart, not because I was special, but because I wanted air conditioning. And so I would go to the Waldo Branch Library, rode my bicycle over, got to the Waldo Branch Library, and I would sit there each day, and I usually read Sports Illustrated or things like that. And one day a librarian said, "Why don't you check out a book?" And I said, I don't need to, because I'm reading the Sports Illustrated, it's 1996, and the Chiefs are definitely winning a Super Bowl this year. I am not much of a gambler in the slightest. But she said, get a library book, do the work, you'll gain things that you could never imagine. And so I went ahead and did. I got my library card, I went through the work, I was actually really proud. I walked in to the library and I started checking out books. And I started reading about Southern Africa. And I started learning all of these things that I never knew before. And I remember after one of those days at the library during the hot summer, I told my mom, I'm gonna live in South Africa one day. And she's like, what is this boy on right now? This is crazier than the stuff that told him the Chiefs would win the Super Bowl with Steve Bono. If you're from here, you get it. But I ended up kind of exploring that, knowing that. I still remember one day when I showed up to study abroad in Cape Town, South Africa, I was like, thank you to that librarian. Thank you to that person who inspired me in the darndest way. It wasn't strategic. It wasn't for any additional benefit. I don't know if she ever even knew what ended up happening with this kid who came to the library each day. And that's the work that you really get to do. You know, my day-to-day job is being mayor and whatever the heck that means. We talk to the Royals. We talk to all types of other places. We talk to the Royals about who knows what, by the way. But we do all this work, but you all do the real work. And so I thank you for giving so much hope to the young people of Kansas City, for building stories that build futures for our community, and more than anything, in more cases than you would think, doing it with a smile. I have a sister who's a school teacher. She's a mother of 6, and she teaches. She really loves kids vastly more than I do. I do not teach, and I have 1 child. But when I talk to her each year about preparing for the school year coming up, she just says, you know, this is where I'm meant to be. She taught for a number of years at Northeast High School in Kansas City. She ended up moving to Dallas and continues on that work today. But no matter the challenges, no matter the work, you keep coming and you keep inspiring, and particularly this group that I'm with today. And so I want to say thank you on behalf of all of us in Kansas City. While you may not get accolades at Kauffman Stadium every day, I hope you recognize that this group here, making all of this noise, means you are as special as anyone who hits a home run, as special as anybody who is getting the best credit in the world, because you are truly building a future for our community. So thank you so very much. I apologize for going over 3 minutes, but more than anything, continued good luck in your future. And thank you, School Smart KC, for recognizing our outstanding educators today. God bless you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Mayor Lucas, for those powerful words. And it meant a lot to me as an educator myself in sharing the powerful partnerships that have been in your life. So thank you so much. It is now my great privilege to introduce the MCs for this evening, Harrison Neal and Noah Devine. Harrison Neal is a past award winner for this event and a former school principal from Kansas City Public Schools. I'd like to congratulate him on his recent new appointment as Assistant Superintendent at KCPS. We are so excited to see that continue with excellence from our award winners, and Harrison is an excellent example of that. Joining him this evening is Noah Devine, new Executive Director of Missouri Charter Public School Association. Noah has been a long-standing advocate and servant leader in public education in Kansas City, and we are excited to see him lead in his new role with our valued partners at MCPSA. So please welcome Harrison and Noah to the podium.
All right, thanks, Angelique, for that wonderful introduction.
Yes, thank you.
I've spent my career working in public schools in Kansas City, and I know that our educators are some of the best in the nation. And the work that they do makes an incredible difference in the lives of students and families living here in Kansas City. Our educators deserve recognition, and that is what this evening is all about. As a previous winner of the Excellence in Education Star Leader Award, I can personally speak to how it feels to be recognized in this way. And I would like to thank School Smart KC and Royals Charities for their generosity and sponsorship. These awards provide more than just a monetary reward. They signify the years of work and dedication that each finalist has put into their profession and their tireless service in supporting the students in our schools. As a former building principal and now assistant superintendent for KCPS, I can say without hesitation that Kansas City attracts exceptional levels of talent in our schools. At this evening's awards are a showcase and a celebration of that talent and of the incredible work that is happening in the schools throughout the city.
That's right, Harrison. It's so incredibly important to take the time to acknowledge our educators and support staff. I believe many of us can think of a teacher or remember a school staff member that made a positive difference in our own lives. Perhaps someone who became a role model, an educator who nurtured a true sense of belonging, a mentor who showed us that things that seemed impossible to us were in fact possible. It is also important to recognize the diversity of public schools that serve our students in Kansas City. As the executive director of the Missouri Charter School Association, my team supports the 20 different charter schools across here in Kansas City. We are delighted to be here with KCPS. Together, we believe we can honor our educators that show up daily to support our students. I am proud that we have built a strong community where both charter schools and our district schools work together to serve students and families that exist here in Kansas City. Through the work I'm involved in, I see on a daily basis the links that our educators go to meet Kansas City's children where they are and help them flourish and grow. This work doesn't go unnoticed, and tonight we get the opportunity to celebrate some of the individuals that have been changing our students' lives.
That is such a critical component of what we do. The ideal that a school is not only about teaching in the classroom, but about meeting the needs of families and the community as well. What I love about the Excellence in Education Awards is it gives us the opportunity to celebrate all the people that make our schools successful and a place of support and strengths for our students, from our administrators, support teams, and our classroom-based teachers.
Couldn't agree more. This evening's awards are broken into categories to showcase the breadth and depth of talent and achievement in our schools. And each of individual winners will receive $10,000 alongside their award. We are excited that this year our categories will be presented by former award recipients, and that this year's winners will be asked to join us at the podium for recognition. We hope that our audience will join us in applauding each award winner and stay with us all the way to the end because we have several. Let's get started with this evening's awards. Presenting our first award of the evening are Dana Carter and Tara Haskins.
Good evening. Hello, my name is Dana Carter, and I'm the principal of Gladstone Elementary.
And I am Tara Haskins, principal of Kansas City Girls Preparatory Academy. And it is our great honor to present our first category of the night, and that is for school principal or leader in a school.
School leadership is one of the most challenging roles within our school ecosystem, and our principals are often the first person that families as well as teachers turn to for guidance.
Being an exceptional school leader requires knowledge, compassion, strength, and measured thinking. Their leadership provides the example that all other personnel follow. Our principals and school leaders continue to guide us through the many obstacles facing public education. Before we recognize our finalists, we would like to recognize all school leaders in both KCPS and charter public schools for their work over the last year. Thank you.
So, the finalists for the Star Principal Award from a Kansas City public school are Adrian Blankenship Johnson from J.A. Rogers Elementary School, Takesha Brown from Wendell Phillips Elementary School, and Wayman Irvin from Northeast High School.
What I realize is the teaching profession is so critical for Kansas City youth because we as educators have the platform to mold and transform these students. And with our experiences that we share with them and the opportunities we provide, this is how this occurs. In so many ways, the teaching profession serves as a roadmap to the student's future, and it must be perfectly balanced for the youth in Kansas City to set them up for lifelong success.
Adrian is visible in the classrooms, in the hallways, in the building, everywhere, in every aspect, all the time. She's always available and around for her students and her families, and she's there. She's been the principal at J.A. Rogers for a number of years, and her families can always count on her. Her students know her. Her families are really comfortable to call her in the evenings when they have a situation or a problem, and they just know she's there and they can count on her.
For me to make a difference in the lives of my students, but also my staff. I feel like that when I see that my staff is growing as individuals, meaning like they may try something that's out of their comfort level or aspire to be in a different role or position, then I know that I've done my job. When I know that my students are doing something that's out of their comfort level or achieving at higher levels academically, I know that I have done my job.
Takesha has a real commitment to professional learning communities and to ensuring that teachers come together to look at what's working and what's not, and really pushing forward and pushing the mindset of teachers forward so that everything that they do in the building is there to push students to that next level. And as you walk through the building, you see student leadership, you see students really taking an active voice and role in what's happening on the campus, and I really think that she's really setting up systems to make that difference.
So I believe that our educational field, even though it may be, as far as numbers of teachers may be lower, decreasing, but there is a crop of students that are hungry, that are ready to take that mantle in the next coming years. We just have to make sure we are shaping them and going into that right direction, because there are some great leaders here. I see them each and every day, and I think they will be some great teachers and future great administrators to lead this educational field into the next century.
Think about Dr. Erdman. I think about his passion for the work. I think about his drive to really ensure that his students are exposed to quality education, Tier 1 education every day, and that they have the opportunities that any other student would have the opportunity to have across not only Kansas City Public Schools, the Kansas City area, but across the country. And he is dogmatic about his work of ensuring that students have again, opportunity to achieve academically, but not just academically, but socially, emotionally, within the work that they're doing, so they have a holistic experience as a student.
And the winner of the Star Principal Award is Takesha Brown, Wendell Phillips Elementary School.
The finalists for school leader at a public charter school in Kansas City are Heather Royce, Academy Lafayette; Dr. Carnes Mitchell, Lee A. Tolbert Academy; Emily Taiman Brown, Brookside Charter School;
use my passion for the French language and for Francophone cultures, both with the adults and then speaking French and sharing that passion for other cultures and for bilingualism that's what gets me up in the morning and puts a smile on my face. And one of my biggest goals has been taking care of teachers. I mean, you know, every other article or story on the news is about people leaving the profession. And so I have taken it very personally this year to work on taking care of teachers and focusing on teacher wellness.
Heather is a very open-minded person, leader. She is also very inclusive. She is very open to other cultures. Our school is composed of so many people coming from all over around the world. And Heather, no doubt, has, is aware of that, and she takes care of everybody. She just made me so comfortable the first day. And she said, I know you can make it. I know you're ready, and I'm here for you. That is one big point that I still remember. She works hard to make sure everybody's on board. And she's loved.
I know that as a leader, you have to make hard decisions, but I feel like there's a way that you can do it that grants everyone dignity. And that's actually what caused me to want to go into administration, because I saw adults and students that weren't treated with dignity. And that's always been kind of a Achilles heel for me.
Something that makes Dr. Mitchell a great educator is his care and compassion for not only the staff, but the students. Also his willingness to learn and grow. His humbleness to say, I don't know, can you teach me more? Or I'm still learning, or let me find out the answer to your question. Although he serves at a higher level, within our building, I genuinely appreciate that he takes the time to connect with the staff members and the students here.
To see our students succeed is extremely rewarding and very inspirational. And to see the smiles on their faces when you see the growth that they show from this point to that point, and you know true learning is taking place, that's the greatest motivator.
I am inspired daily by the thought that education can still be revolutionary. The fact that education has power, that knowledge is power, and I don't mean just memorizing facts and things. I mean having the ability to think freely and think deeply about topics. I know that education is important because people always want to legislate it and put boundaries on it and ban certain things of it. So you know how much power we really have in the schoolhouse. And when that power is unleashed with less restrictions, it's really amazing to watch people use that power in ways that can really transform our world.
Well, what makes Emily Twyman Brown a great educator is she has constant evaluation of current practices for both herself and others. She provides more than adequate coaching for her staff, and she seeks coaching for herself as well. The fundamental question that the nominee asks is, how will this practice help or support the children? And she based her decision on whether or not it's good for the children. And I think that that's critical to being a wonderful educator.
When you say the sky's the limit, and I'm just here to hand you a tool that might help you get to what you want to achieve, I'd like to think that that is revolutionary and that children will use that power to make the future that we all need.
And the winner of the award for school leader at a public charter school is Heather Royce, Academy Lafayette.
Congratulations to our winners. My name is Jan Thomas. I'm the lead student enrollment coordinator at Hogan Preparatory Academy.
And I'm Andrew Correo, engagement manager at Startland Education. And tonight we are presenting the awards for Supporting Star.
All the schools in our city are made successful by staff members in our schools who work in support roles. These roles include secretaries, paraprofessionals, custodians, bookkeepers, and more. Daily, these individuals go above and beyond to serve the students, staff, and families in their schools.
The tireless efforts of these individuals and their commitment to the school communities lend to positive climate and culture in their buildings and help the schools run smoothly and efficiently. Often these educators are the very first team members a student or family will talk to, and are relationships that will last with these families throughout their time in our schools.
The finalists for Supporting Star at a public charter school are Blake Smith, Citizens of the World Charter Schools; Tiara Jackson, Kansas City International Academy; Stephen O'Sullivan, Guadalupe Centers Charter Schools; Lorena Patino, Guadalupe Centers Charter Schools; Vernay Acklin, Hope Leadership Academy; and Peyton Snowden, Kansas City International Academy.
what inspires me, like I said, is the children, being able to just be around them, to be a light for them, help them, mediate conflicts and kind of be an example for them. I know just in today's world, we have so many examples, so to be one that's positive and one that looks like them, and show them that, there's other ways to do, what you want to do. So.
She connects with our families. She's also like a very calm and present person, and she kind of goes above and beyond for our school culture. And our attendance and retention has been really good, and I think that she plays a significant part in that. She's really good if we have kids who are having like tough emotions or like big feelings. She's very good at being present and calm with them. Like even the kids who are having the hardest days, like if she can go talk to them, she can always get them to calm down and like kind of recenter themselves. And I feel like she can do that even like not just with students, but with staff. Like she's just a very level-headed, clear person, and it really helps, I feel like, everyone at the school.
I think a lot about my roles and responsibilities as a middle schooler, and I compare that a lot to what our students do on a daily basis. And I find what's inspiring is that even though they have high demands from school and sports and home, they always find a way to show up joyful every single day. And so it really reminds me that at the end of the day, everything will be just fine. The education system really has shifted in many different ways. And I think now more than ever, students deserve for us to really get this right.
Her biggest asset here is she helps our teachers become the best versions they can be, which then reflects onto our students. She helps our teachers provide an equitable education for our kids so that every student in our school, no matter their background, no matter where they're from, are provided with the best education they can get, because it feels like whenever Tiara is around, everything is held together.
Kids at my school inspire me through their resilience. There's a lot going on in our students' lives. We saw during COVID, there were kids that were calling into math classes from construction job sites. And they were calling into math classes with little siblings on their lap. And our kids have a lot of responsibilities, and they show up every day with a smile on their face, ready to go at school, and that resilience and perseverance is what inspires me.
He is incredibly dedicated and focused to data points and making sure that we are intentional with our instruction. However, he has the heart and the compassion of an educator. He understands that to get students to be their most successful selves, they need to be emotionally safe, secure, and ready. And he is an expert at creating that kind of environment at my school.
My main inspiration is my family, but also our school families. When I started working here, my kids were the same age as the kids in the school. So I wanted the same things that my kids had at their school. And from that, we have created so many events that are now part of our school community. And it makes me happy when I see the kids happy and the families together. It's a celebration also when I see families that not only want the best for their kids, but they also want to improve themselves, to advance themselves.
One of the things that separates Lorena from a number of staff members that I've worked with in the past, and even people in this role, is that she is amazingly responsive and resourceful. She builds these connections with our families and community organizations and our students to enhance their lives, both educationally and outside the school setting. And so she's just a gift to our school community.
Working at the school, especially in the last year in my position, has really been great because I get to take a step back from being around kids kind of all day. And I get to focus more on improvements outside of the education space. knowing that whatever I do is going to reflect and help out those classroom teachers or those paras or the people who focus more on the academics. What I do may not necessarily relate to that on a daily basis, but anything I do, I like to think helps aid in doing their job a little bit better. So that's really rewarding for me.
In education, teachers are the individuals who make the greatest impact on students and their ability to grow as students. But what does every teacher, student, and staff member need in order to have the time, space, and resources to function effectively? A guy like Blake Smith. Blake ensures that our facilities and our programs are safe, efficient, operational, and always fun.
It's the kids. I come here for the kids. I stay for the kids. The students here are just so incredible, and the cultural backgrounds that they come from and the knowledge that they come with and their different experiences, and that is what, inspires me every day. But now being in this position and not just being a teacher, I also get to work with teachers. And so they also inspire me, and I learn, new things from them every day, and hopefully they also get to learn new things from me.
She cares so deeply for every single student at our school, and she cares about equipping them with the skills that they need to be successful, not only behaviorally, but how that transfers into the classroom learning academics. Overall, watching her interact with the students and the teachers and the families at our school have been just the best experiences for me, and those are the moments that I'm gonna remember.
And the winners for supporting STAR at a public charter school are Blake Smith, Citizens of the World Charter Schools. Tiara Jackson, Kansas City International Academy. And Stephen O'Sullivan, Guadalupe Center.
And the finalists for the Supporting Star Award at Kansas City Public Schools are Cynthia Mata, Primavito Garcia Elementary, Mikael Jones, Faxon Elementary, Annette McDonald, Middle College Program, Karina Button, Garfield Elementary School, Jamie Evans Iriola, KCPS Language Services, Catherine Zeke, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy.
The things that inspire me in my career every day are absolutely our students. The kids at Garfield are just amazing. Our kids are so diverse. They bring such a wide variety of experiences and backgrounds. And so getting to learn from the kids is really one of the most inspirational things that gets me out of bed every day.
Miss Button is just such an integral part of Garfield as a first-year principal. I don't think I would be finding really any success without her, because she provides both the historical lens and also takes responsibility for us not previously necessarily upholding the promise to the to the level we want to, and at the same time is able to take that responsibility and somehow like mold and shift it into like encouraging people to the future.
Meeting a student at enrollment who's maybe literally been in the US for a couple of days and has had a pretty traumatic way of getting here, and building that rapport and getting the enrollment done and then connecting them with resources here, and then seeing them in a school at an event. They have friends and are connected to different people. So just seeing that growth and progress is pretty amazing.
One of her amazing abilities is to really help people process through some of the difficult things that they face every day. Jamie comes to work in all situations with a solution-oriented mindset. So she helps us learn kind of as a team at a deeper level also, but still does all of that parent educator and parent support work too, and advocacy for parents.
The students here inspire me the most because I feel like they bring their whole self to school every day. Their hopes, their dreams, their struggles. And by being here, I get to see them work through their journey in life and God and support them. And they feel comfortable opening up to me. Because sometimes I feel comfortable opening up to them so that I can feel like we can relate to each other. That's what inspires me.
Today, our staff and students want to celebrate you with some words of appreciation. Mr. Jones is beloved by all the students and staff at Faxon. With an ever-present smile and positive outlook, he brings joy to everyone's day. Our students responded with such words as courageous, confident, understanding, and my favorites, Mr. Clean and bald-headed. It's all in love, Mr. Jones. As you can see, we couldn't do Faxon without you.
I believe my role is really important because I am the first contact when a student comes in, when a parent comes in. Being able to welcome them into our school is very important to me. My favorite part would have to be meeting with my mentee once a week and building that relationship with her.
My favorite memory of Miss Moffat, I think this is just kind of like where she started. She just started and she was very hungry with the will to learn, and I remember her like coming to me and saying, hey, can you help me with this? And she was very a novice learner when it came to technology, and at this point for me it's been so fun to see her develop where she's like, oh, I just made this QR code, and she's really techie, and her being like kind of shy, and she's really blossomed into like feeling comfortable and having that esteem to really lead. And so I think for me, the best and my favorite memory of her is just seeing her where she started and where she's at right now.
Every day's a new challenge, that is for sure. And it's a huge opportunity to help change kids' lives here and help that process happen for them. Also, it gives me a lot of purpose and peace to be a small part of everybody's educational journey and their life, because we go beyond just education.
Well, Ms. McDonald is a teacher who goes above and beyond. She's very non-traditional. She will spend time with students. After hours, she'll go to their homes, meet with the parents. And so she's really working with the students to help them understand what the commitment is for being successful in school and what she and her team will do to support the students.
We all have a teacher or a coach or a mentor that we think of fondly from our childhood. and they inspired maybe you to become a teacher or do something in your life that maybe you wouldn't have thought of unless the teacher had told you, I think you would be a great writer, or I think you're an amazing artist. And that's why we need such wonderful teachers, is because we're constantly inspiring the future.
Zeke makes the biggest difference in the way that she models. She models a growth mindset, which I know can be a buzzword, but I have had a front row seat of her progress and elevation here in Kansas City Public Schools. And I can say with certainty that she is always willing to take feedback. She is always looking and seeking to grow. And she doesn't shy away from making things even better than they were when she found them.
And the winners of the Supporting Star Award are Karina Button, Jamie Evans Areola, and Catherine Zeke.
Congratulations to our Supporting Star winners. My name is Dr. Lauren Amicone, principal at Garfield Elementary School.
And I am Vonchette Clark, instructional coach at Academy for Integrated Arts. And tonight, we are presenting the awards for assistant principal or administrative staff.
Earlier this evening, we recognized our school leaders, but the work of a school leader is supported by a diverse and dedicated team, including assistant principals and other administrators. These individuals provide day-to-day operational support, guidance, and instruction, and keep our schools running smoothly in every aspect.
The qualities needed to excel in this work include level-headedness, approachability, and the ability to perform a wide range of functions. And we commend all the finalists on their exceptional work and important role they play in creating a learning environment where students excel.
The finalists for assistant principal or administrative staff at a Kansas City public school are Seth Odom, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy, Kent Malin, Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, and Marjorie Mays, Trailwoods Elementary School.
How can I help, build skills that are going to help really our top students, be able to be more successful in more areas. Like outside of their classroom where they might have success, but also like on this exam, or then when going to university, like someone that doesn't know them and hasn't been their teacher for 3 or 4 years, like those kind of experiences, just so to be ready to be successful at that next level. So just things that I'm learning in my time here, but then also to formulate my plan for how I can help and be beneficial to all of the students in our building.
Mr. Malin is always willing to put in a helping hand wherever it needs to be done. There's no such thing as this is not my job. He's always willing to help or figure out a way to be helpful in a situation. So he is always looking for a solution. He doesn't want to sit in negativity. He wants to always look for finding a way. So yes, someone wants to vent, that's fine. But what Mr. Malin would do is say, okay, now you got that out. What are we going to do about it? Like, he doesn't sit in all the heartaches. He like triumphs in the victories.
I am in my 9th year at Trailwoods, and working here has rewarded me because it gives me a way to live my life mission every single day. And that's a very humbling experience. My mission is to just be a mirror to reflect other people's greatness. And there's no better way to do that than to work with kids and adults every day who have greatness in them. And all I get to do, and I'm humbled and blessed to do, is to find a way to show them what they're capable of and then get out of the way so that they can do those great things. I love what I do. And I'm excited to see the future of Kansas City, because it's not just me. There's dozens of people that are surrounding me who are building the future alongside me, so I believe in what we're doing.
I think her intentionality and dedication to forming and maintaining relationships with our students and staff and families is one thing that makes a difference, not only here at Trailwoods, but in our school and our district. These relationships are the foundation of the work that she does and why she is so successful.
The teaching profession is critical for youth in Kansas City because there's so much talent and potential in Kansas City kids, and teachers spend their entire day with these students. And so for us to have the chance to foster their talents and help them grow academically, to reach their potential, to maybe strive for things that they haven't thought of before, but also to show them that their community cares about them, loves them, supports them, is here for them. I think that's important.
Watching him take the big picture and the big ideas, when we had a day where like over a third of the school was gonna be commandeered for testing, he came up with this really meticulous plan that wound up being one of the best memories of the entire school year, where we had movies and free play on the field and fun play in the gym, and the kids were excited, parents were excited. It was like a really awesome time. So I would say that those two things, like watching him go from smaller scale to larger scale and being able to just watch his capacity grow.
And the winner of the Assistant Principal or Administrative Staff Award is Seth Odom, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy.
The finalists for the assistant principal or administrative staff at a public charter school in Kansas City are Kate McDowell, Kansas City International Academy, Dr. Tamara Burns, Hogan Preparatory Academy, and Lavette Amerson, University Academy.
It's important to have individuals in position and in place to be able to teach kids and to be able to talk with kids and to be able to really just connect with kids because it's a learning environment.
And we have over 260 kids. And I would say probably a majority of them feel like they can talk to her. She's really, really good at communicating with families. If we have a loss in our community, she tells the kids, like, I don't want you to worry about your test scores right now. I want you to focus on being the best version of yourself.
They need us just as much as we need them. They're depending on us, and we are also depending on them. We're going to be looking for those next leaders. Those students right now, while they're students, they may be teachers to the next generation and the generations to come.
It's just really, really cool to see somebody care so much about everybody on a holistic level.
They inspire me every day. They have experienced so much and gone through so much that they show up every day. I have to show up for them.
Our students are some of the most resourceful, creative, powerful individuals that I've ever met. I was an English teacher, right? So it's not about my English lesson. It's about how can I empower my students to be the best version of themselves and to give them what they need to be successful. They remind me of my dad. You know, they deserve a fair break. They deserve a chance to have a quality education just like anyone else. You're not going to get in their way. They're going to achieve their goals and dreams, and they're there to be successful. And I'm super proud of our students at Hogan Prep.
She's not only a teacher, she's a collaborator. She doesn't, she works with you to help figure out what it is you need to do to make your job better and to do your job better. She makes a difference every day because she comes ready 100% every day. Actually, she gives 200% every day. She's a collaborator, she's positive, she looks for solutions. I have a lot of memories of her, but what stands out to me the most is her willingness to jump in and be a part of the team. Her title doesn't separate her from working as part of the team.
Our students are so inspiring. So many of them have really unique personal histories that just demonstrate the traits of like resilience, courage, gratitude. And I feel so lucky that I get to walk into a building every single day that's so full of like new insights, new experiences that really push my own thinking.
Kate is so instrumental in guiding our staff, in developing a roadmap to get there, to make sure that we as a staff are doing the right things to help our kids rise up academically as high as they possibly can.
I know a lot more now about what like monumental change it's going to take to really have equity and education across our society. At that point, I realized I wanted to be a part of the solution. You know, I'm not disenchanted, I'm not disillusioned. I really believe that as a country, if we make the right investments in education, it is possible to give all students the best shot possible at a really high quality life.
She has knowledge, she has passion, she has joy, and she provides hope for a lot of people. She's a true leader and a true guiding light, really, for our kiddos.
And the winner of the award for assistant principal or administrative staff at a public charter school is Lavette Amerson, University Academy. Let's give her another round of applause. Congratulations.
All right. We are now at the point of the evening where we will award the Star Teacher Awards. These awards represent teachers in all grade levels, all subjects, including those outside of the tested areas. These awards recognize the incredible impact that our classroom teachers have on their students and the appreciation that our entire community has for their tireless work. For many of us, these are the awards we've been waiting for, and even though we are able to recognize 10 teachers in this category, we wish we could recognize more. Every teacher in classrooms around the city deserve recognition, respect, and kudos for the daily work they do to serve our students. So before we recognize this evening's winners, I would like to recognize anyone in the room who has served as a classroom teacher. Please stand at this moment, and I invite anyone to applaud for all of our teachers now and in the past.
All right, I was about to be in my principal voice. All right, the role that our classroom educators play in the lives of our students and families is one that is irreplaceable for many students. A classroom teacher is often the person who introduces them to a career path, a hobby, or a resource at a critical time within Kansas City Public Schools. Our Kansas City Public Schools Educator Awards honor two incredible individuals, Marva Collins and Jaime Escalante. Marva Collins dedicated her life to education, activism, and transformed the lives of thousands of students. Jaime Escalante became famous for his work with high school math students, and his unorthodox approach for teaching positively impacted the lives of countless students that many considered unteachable. Tonight, our Star Teacher Awards will be presented by Kelly Ransom and Mrs. Nicole Collier-White.
I am Kelly Ransom, and I am a second grade teacher at Ingalls Elementary School.
And I am Nicole Collier-White, Chief Communication Officer for Kansas City Public Schools.
Being a star teacher is a statement that could apply to any classroom teacher working in our schools right now. The challenges our colleagues have overcome in the last 3 years have been many, and we witness excellence on a daily basis.
In addition to teaching a curriculum, classroom teachers have provided emotional support, guidance to family, and many other supports to students. I can personally testify that classroom teachers help our students through their most formative years, and it is a privilege to be a witness to the incredible things that they achieve.
The finalists for Star Teacher at a public charter school are Wendy Bonilla, Guadalupe Centers Charter Schools, Shannon Edmonds, Frontier Schools, Kelly O'Brien, Kansas City Girls Preparatory Academy, Armand Sasfak, Academy Lafayette, Carrie Amik Schoen, Citizens of the World Charter Schools, Amber Lucas, Frontier Schools, Tanaya Reinhardt, University Academy, Melissa Stevens, Frontier Schools.
One thing I really love about my school is that it doesn't just feel like just me in my classroom, it feels more like a community.
Wendy is phenomenal when it comes to building relationships with students, her families, colleagues. She is warm and kind, a quiet leader, but she listens and leads by example. Her impact on students, it's truly inspiring.
I'm a strong believer that children don't really care how much we know until they know how much we care about them. So I've gotten better at developing relationships with students and holding them to high expectations. Another big change is that now I'm much more confident in myself as a teacher, and I know that I have a lot to share with others.
Well, each and every student is destined to succeed in her classroom. She goes above and beyond. She provides engaging content, activities. There's actually not a moment during the day where students are not learning, even in the hallway. She genuinely believes in the potential of her students and makes sure that they know that for themselves as well. She's cultivated a climate where there's trust and respect, and thus collaboration and student success.
I would definitely say my kids inspire me every day. They inspire me to be a better teacher. It's so rewarding when I say, oh, you can have 10 minutes extra reading time, and they cheer. That is such a great feeling as a teacher.
She really wants her kids to be readers. That is the main thing for her, that as long as her kids are loving to read and they're reading, she feels like she has done her job, because she firmly believes, as we all do, that reading is fundamental, and reading is the one thing that the world can't take from you. She listens well, and she asks the right questions to advocate for students. Another is that she's extremely engaging.
I read recently a statement that said sometimes student success can't be valued by a test score, that the most important thing for some students is just having the confidence to raise their hand when the teacher asks a question. I have very successful children, but those kids who, would typically not raise their hand feel comfortable enough in my class to do so.
And she just is just one of those people where she really firmly believes that all staff belong to all students and all students belong to all staff. She's there for any kid that is in need.
My inspiration in my career every day is knowing that I'm on the front lines of creating a more just and equitable future. So our children are going to be the leaders in our society someday, and being in the classroom with them means that I get to be a part of that positive change for the future.
Miss Carey is she's one of those motors. She looks ahead. She has a clear vision of the future of the school, not just of her class, but the school as a whole.
We can't anticipate what a child might identify with us, but we have to be ready for those connections and those relationships and those opportunities for when they come. And that's also why we need such a diverse teaching staff and support staff, is because each child needs somebody to connect with. As an older educator, having been in this profession for almost 13 years now, I think, I feel a little bit methodical in my approach to the classroom. I have my feet underneath of me. I feel confident in my role as a teacher and know who I am.
She's kind of like a pillar at our school. I think that she created that space where students learn to achieve at a really, really high level, and in a way that I think is part of our pursuit of excellence here at CWC.
Teaching profession in this area is very critical for our youth with the growing diverse population, especially. So us educators need to make sure we're giving a well-rounded education.
She truly is phenomenal, and the way that she's able to get her students to participate in their own learning and advocate for their own learning is something you rarely see, especially at a fourth grade level.
My students are beyond resilient. There have been several trauma cases in my classroom. These kids still come to school with their chins up high, smiles on their faces. Yes, I'm here to teach them, but they're also here teaching me about resilience and strength.
What makes Amber such a great educator is her ability to connect with her students. Her relationship building is unparalleled. Her classroom culture is phenomenal. That room is a place where students feel safe and warm and are willing to take risks.
I'm here to love my kids. I'm here to do that every single day, and if they leave my classroom at the end of the school year, knowing that they are loved, nothing else matters, and that's why I teach.
So being able to see our school grow from 1 grade to now 4 grades has been incredibly rewarding, seeing my principal grow, seeing so many more students, families, and teachers building an entire school has been something really rewarding to be a part of. Working in an all-girls school that serves Black and brown students and seeing their confidence grow in math and seeing their love grow for math is why I continue to do what I do, especially in a field that has historically marginalized women, and specifically women of color.
She has really strong rituals and routines in her classroom that create such a safe space for kids. And she is #1 at building relationships with students, family members, and her coworkers. She is loved by all. No child in her room will get forgotten or accidentally, looked over. She goes to that extra mile when thinking about planning math for those students.
I feel safe in her classroom, and I used to I never got math, but when I came to this school, I really could comprehend math.
Not just knowing that I have to get up and go to a job and earn money, knowing that there are babies who need me. I show up ready, not just to give them what the curriculum states, but to give them one-on-one time, to give them some nurturing, to give them some motivation, whatever they need at the moment to keep them going and to help them be successful for that day. And then I get up and I do it again the next day.
Miss Reinhardt is an awesome educator for a lot of reasons. And she holds them super accountable because she perceives these kids as family. The way that your parent wouldn't just let you walk out in the street without reaching out and grabbing your hand and saying, hey, you need to make a smarter choice, right? She does that for every single kid. And I don't know where she draws that well of energy from, but the way that she infuses her real life, her personality, and that familial care into supporting students is just second to none. She just really energizes every single person in the room to feel capable and powerful.
Melissa Stevens is such a great educator because she goes above and beyond to build a positive culture in her classroom and our school building. She spends extra time at school to plan, grade, communicate, and ensure all students are meeting their full potential. She's the perfect definition of a warm demander. She's strict but loving. She holds her students to high standards where students know their effort is non-negotiable. But at the same time, her students know she believes in their ability to succeed because she spends the time building relationships and trust with her students by listening to them and affirming them. I mean, she truly is just like a great teacher. She cares so deeply about the children, and it shows in everything she does.
I've been at Frontier for 6 years. I have taught 6th grade science throughout the whole time I've been there. These kids they make it worth coming to school. I'm inspired a lot by my EL population, my English language learner population, because they come to school and they work super hard. And science, with science vocabulary, is very difficult because it's not the same kind of vocabulary they're going to get anywhere else. And I want to be a better science teacher, and I want to be a better teacher in general so that I can help all my students learn. So they inspire me by how they keep trying. They're not giving up on it.
I do what I do for the kid. I love to see them improve. But I love my topic, mathematics, and they see that. For me, as a math teacher, that struggling in math before, because for me, being a math teacher is a miracle. I want my student to improve. I know that every student can understand mathematics, and I help them to improve. And I am happy when I say that, hi, I got it. This is the good motivation.
What makes Armand Safak a great educator is just his willingness to always be learning new ideas for the teaching of mathematics. Being the special education teacher, I see him utilizing many different ways of teaching so that even the struggling students can learn. And he will do whatever it takes to make sure that they succeed and do the best that they can in his class.
The winners for Star Teacher are Wendy Bonilla, Guadalupe Centers Charter Schools; Kelly O'Brien, Kansas City Girls Preparatory Academy; Armand Saspak, Academy Lafayette; Tanaya Reinhardt, University Academy; Melissa Stevens, Frontier Schools. Congratulations.
And the finalists for Star Teacher at Kansas City Public Schools are Lauren Palmer, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy; Rebecca Wampler, Whittier Elementary School; Justine Ngomzi, East High School; Heather Alderman, James Elementary School; Kimberly Joy Matson, Southeast High School; Madeline Ebling, Longfellow Elementary School; Michelle Abukar, Benjamin Banneker Elementary School; Caitlin Crody, Success Academy at Anderson.
Youth in Kansas City need to see role models, not only that are there for them, but also look like them. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I truly enjoy working in public schools, because I'm able to relate to the students. And when I see students that I know have had struggles, either in reading or in math, and they just kept trying, it inspired me to do the same. So I know if my kids can do that, I can as well.
I think Michelle really makes a difference because she is one of those teachers that have been around, a veteran teacher that is not stingy with her knowledge and her skill set. She actually shares, and she wants to see young teachers succeed. She wants to see them be successful, and she knows that the only way that our students in our school is going to be successful if they have a successful, highly effective teacher in the classroom.
Heather possesses a really unique quality that she not only teaches the kids, she engages them in a way that sparks their love of learning.
A lot of our students are ELL, they come from poverty, they might have family issues going on, and they still show up and they still want to learn. So to me, that inspires me every day.
When I think back of my time with Heather, a memory that will always stay with me is her connection with students. She does an excellent job of really looking at where they are and meeting their needs and then helping them close that achievement gap.
There's days that I am tired and I don't necessarily want to do certain things, and the fact that here are these children who come in and who knows what their night was like, and they're there to learn and they're there to get the love that I'm going to provide them.
The last couple of years, she has been one of our greeters right at the front door as soon as students walk in. And I remember one parent saying, I drive off as soon as I see my student, high five Mrs. Alderman. Then I know they're okay and I pull forward. And I just thought that really said something. She knew who Miss Alderman was. Miss Alderman did not have her student in class, but her child must have spoken about Miss Alderman is the greeter, and that's pretty powerful.
Students at my school inspire me because they have come to an alternative school being told that they're a bad child, that they can't function in a regular classroom, that they'll never get what they are learning in school. But yet they come to our alternative school ready and open to make those connections, to try again, and to try to defeat that stigma that they come to us with. And so just seeing my students come to school every day and choose them and their education over everything else that they have been told, that they have been kind of beaten into, that is what inspires me.
Caitlin is very personal with the kids, and she came in from another school and just came right in and took charge as far as working with our middle school kids, building those relationships with those students, and spearheading their interests in the things that the kids want to do in the middle school floor.
Just teaching, I think, in post-pandemic world is challenging, and so what I'm really proud of is the resiliency of both the staff and students at my school. I think it's easy when things get hard to want to give up or to not want to give it your all and challenge yourself, and I feel like both myself and the other staff at my school have really embraced a no matter what mentality. And so even though we've had a really challenging year, we haven't given up. We show up every day. We put in our all, and the kids are doing that as well. And so I'm really proud of that.
Madeline is such a great educator because she always goes above and beyond all expectations. She rarely ever complains. She really has embraced the curriculum. You just really never have to ask Maddie twice to do anything. If you asked her, it's really done. She just really always goes above and beyond expectations, her job description. And I don't even think she really uses a job description. She just does whatever is necessary, gets it done, and moves on to the next task. So I just truly appreciate her leadership.
Well, I'm grateful for the turn of events that led me to become a teacher. Otherwise, I would not have found, I believe, is my calling.
She builds strong relationships with them. She's a strong motivator and encourager, and she can be that thorn in their side to get them going if they start slacking off. And they respond to her, you know. A lot of times they may fuss and complain, but at the end, they're really happy that she did that because that pushed them and provided them the opportunity to get that high school diploma.
I think it's just a feeling of safe, consistent, fair environment that the students have experienced with me. When that light bulb goes off, I see the smiles, I see the laughter. At that point, I know I'm making a difference with the students.
She's just been a really good blessing for us to have here, to push the kids the way that she does, and to have the success that she does.
Miss Justine Gumpsey is an amazing educator. She's been doing this work for a long time, and she has never lost her desire to continue to improve.
I like being where I am right now. Every day when I wake up in the morning, I am always happy to go there. I love that school. I love serving those students. And I think they love me too. That's the reason why I like to be there. I feel happy about going to school every day and teaching them.
She gets to know her students to a point where they feel like she is their champion and someone that they can trust and they can come to and that they can learn from. And because of that, she's able to have those high expectations, and the students want to meet those expectations because they know that this is somebody who cares about them as a person and is looking out for their best interests.
They love me, they respect me. Some even call me mom. And that is so touching to me. They call me mom. So I really connect with those kids. I love them.
I think that my experience of what it means to work in a community has really changed. I think when I started teaching, I believed that I could come in and sort of play this part of like savior and like do it all myself and like solve all these problems myself. And I have learned that actually, I think what kids need the most is partnership and community.
When you naturally have the heart to do the work that we do every day and to provide the opportunities and experiences that she wants for our babies, it's hard to revel in the praise or the accolade.
I don't think I benefit anyone from trying to do things myself, but rather trying to act as a support system for kids is way more beneficial.
I want her to own that and to take up the space that she deserves because she works hard day in, day out, night in and night out for our students. And I've seen her do that in not one, but two different spaces. And it doesn't matter where she is. If she can, for students, she will.
I work with students who overcome so much adversity just to sit in a classroom and absorb the education and the instruction that comes at them. I had a student, Itaku, who slid me a note. I unfolded the note and the note read, "Mrs. Wampler, I used to hide in the bathrooms because I couldn't speak English. And you have taught me to speak English and to read it, and now I feel confident and I love you for that." It's minute by minute, their growth, their warmth, their love, their desire to come in and be with us. It's just a beautiful thing.
Ms. Wampler is loved by every person she comes in contact with, whether that is student, parent, or staff member. This year, she did an amazing job of demonstrating voice for students. She was an advocate for them and a voice for them in the room to say, hey, maybe this is something we need to reconsider because Whittier is my safe place. And is there another option for the families that we service?
And the winners of the Star Teacher Award for Kansas City Public Schools are Lauren Palmer, Lincoln College Preparatory Academy, Justine Ngomzi, East High School, Heather Alderman, James Elementary School, Kimberly Joy Matson, Southeast High School, and Madeline Ebling, Longfellow Elementary School.
At this point of the evening, we would like to finally recognize exceptional teams that work in our schools. This year, we would like to honor 2 innovative teams who are making a difference in the lives of their students and families. These teams receive $5,000 to support their work. First, we'd like to recognize the dynamic kindergarten team at Brookside Charter School for their outstanding contribution to education. The Brookside kindergarten team attributes their success to keeping an open mind and looking at problems with fresh eyes and addressing them in new and different ways. Their innovative approach, inclusive curriculum design, and commitment to student well-being set them apart. Their project-based learning and research-based practices have created a thriving space where children excel. Their outcomes are impressive. Students in the kindergarten class at Brookside have a 90% attendance rate, and they also have shown high proficiency levels in letter identification, and many surpassed first grade levels in computer-based programs. Congratulations to the entire Brookside kindergarten team.
Inspired each and every day by the idea that systematic change starts with me and the impact that I make, not only in my classroom, but just with my engagement with my students.
Our kids are amazing. The growth we've seen is amazing. We work together so well as a team. I feel like our visions are aligned and we can collaborate and we inspire each other.
We really need to help welcome the students, help them be their authentic selves, and help them to learn how to shine in this new environment. And I think that our kindergarten team does just that. They're trying to use best practices for academics, but really where they shine is their ability to meet the child holistically. And I think that the team we have is just so integral to making our society a better place.
Next, we would like to recognize the Student Success Team at Kansas City International Academy. The Student Success Team is made up of behavioral specialists and school counselors who implement conscious discipline and create a supportive environment. The SST provides teachers with a behavior continuum for student interventions and works to develop personalized long-term behavior plans. The team also employs the ISSB process as an alternative to in-school suspension, helping students academically and emotionally. KCIA's Student Success Team impact is evident in the success stories of their students, many of whom are first-time and first-generation international immigrants. KCIA helps these students thrive academically and emotionally, and the evidence shows that their efforts result in long-term positive outcomes.
It is easy to say that we come to work every day for the kids. They are so inspirational to us with the work that they do, the effort they put in, and the things they overcome. But it's also very easy to be inspired by our team every day.
The most rewarding part for us is always just seeing the growth in our kids. We see growth in the teachers as well, and even within our administrators. But the best part is always just seeing the kids grow.
Also just being there to be supportive of each other, because this work is hard. And so we're there for each other emotionally, and we all love to celebrate wins with kids together.
Best memory with this team is the way that they come to me all the time to tell me about the growth that individual students have made, and they share those successes with me. And just knowing the work that they put in to make that happen, those are my best memories.
Congratulations, and I'd like to welcome up front the teams from Brookside Charter School and Kansas City International Academy.
When recognizing the work done by teams in KCPS, we would like to acknowledge 2 teams that have gone above and beyond in service to our schools. As we all know, this past year presented us with unprecedented challenges, and yet all our campuses rose above and beyond to serve our students and families with unwavering dedication and commitment. Today, we recognize 2 teams that have truly exemplified the spirit of going above and beyond to ensure meaningful support for our students, families, and teachers. They have exemplified the essence of collaboration and mutual accountability for student achievement. These outstanding educators have established a culture of inclusivity where every team member's voice is valued and each individual has a role to play in the betterment of our students' education. Team members have worked relentlessly to develop group norms, collective commitments, and weekly goals, all while creating common formative assessments that ensure consistent growth and progress. Both teams have demonstrated unwavering dedication to supporting the social, emotional, and academic needs of their students. Their efforts in creating strong infrastructures of support have allowed our students to excel and reach new heights despite the challenges faced. They have proved to be beacons of inspiration for all of us. Let us celebrate their achievements and use them as examples to inspire us all as we continue our mission to provide the best education and support for our entire community. The winner of the KCPS Team Awards are Gladstone Elementary and Purcell Academy of the Fine and Performing Arts.
Our time at school working at Gladstone, we all agree that we are provided numerous opportunities to see our students grow, both emotionally and academically.
We believe in the power of change and growth and individuality in order to make our society a better place with well-rounded citizens, and that's what inspires us as teachers. We want to have our students become those well-rounded citizens.
With our dedication and our grit, we've been able to meet their needs both educationally and emotionally. And as a result, we've seen tremendous growth with this group, maybe more so than most years because they had the most to overcome, right? They had the most growing to do.
You know, a lot of times a challenging kiddo can cause teachers stress and anxiety. This team of teachers were thinking proactively. So I'm looking back at this memory and thinking, this little kiddo could have walked into a place that could have been difficult, but because of this team's proactive qualities, they were actually thinking of what they could do before the kid came into their classrooms to make them feel safe. And that stands out as a really strong memory because it's kind of how they lived their everyday life here at school.
One of the things that makes Dr. Lindeman a great educator is that she is new to the world of education, but has had a big piece of her growth as an educator and in her career as an artist has been wrapped around education. So one of the things that makes Ashley great is that she takes on every challenge that is given to her. She is an art historian, an art curator, but she has not necessarily been in the public education sector before this year, and she has really taken this opportunity to learn how public education works, as well as take it under her to make sure that all students at Purcell Academy have an amazing arts experience.
Sometimes students don't know what's right in their backyard, right? Like the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art, some of them, like when you go take them on a field trip for the first time and they're seeing the artworks in there, they're like, their eyes are so wide. They're open to all of the possibilities that are like right here in Kansas City. So that is kind of a rewarding thing for me, is to kind of show them what is available and to show them that the possibilities are endless right here in their hometown.
All right, congratulations to the teams from Gladstone Elementary and Purcell Academy of the Fine and Performing Arts.
As this evening's celebrations draw to a close, we would like to take a moment to congratulate all of our winners as well as the finalists in each categories. Each and every year, there are many nominees for every award. Getting it down to a list of finalists and ultimately down to a winner is very hard. We take it very seriously, and we cannot thank you all enough for the work you do. It is literally no exaggeration to say that without all of you, and all the educators in our city, our schools would not be able to be where they are today and to support our students and meet them each and every day.
That's right, Noah. These awards really are a moment for all of us to pause and reflect on the levels of excellence that we are so fortunate to see on a daily basis. Living and working here in Kansas City, I am proud to meet the exceptional educators that I do as a part of my work. It has been an honor to be a part of this evening's ceremony, and I have enjoyed co-presenting the awards with you as we work together to serve all students in Kansas City.
I couldn't agree more. While the work that we do as individuals is important and impactful, it's the work we do together to support our students, our schools, and our city each and every day. I've appreciated the chance to be a part of this evening and would like to pass it back to Angelique for a final remark.
Tiny break from script. So as an educator myself, I just want to say to the educators in the room, we hear you, we see you, and we value you. So thank you for being here, and we appreciate what you do. I have always considered education to be the most important profession on this planet because all professions pass through our hands. Back to the script. Harrison and Noah, thank you so much for being part of tonight as our host for the evening. Before we close our night, we want to join together and celebrate all of our nominees and award winners with one final round of applause. Please show your appreciation for our winners, finalists, and all educators across our city who work tirelessly for students in our schools. What an amazing night, plus the great view, and such powerful stories represented in the awards. To all of our educators, we would like to say a huge thank you for supporting our youth in their learning journey. And to everyone who joined us this evening, thank you for supporting our Kansas City educators and our support staff. I'd like to invite our evening's winners to join us now by the check-in desk to be escorted down to where the trophies will be collected and photos taken. You can see that down here from the windows if you'd like to watch. Have a wonderful evening and good night. you.